This is a desert in the central region of Iran, habitat of the last few remaining Asiatic cheetahs.
I'm standing by this beautiful pistachia tree, which of course is famous in Iran, but even more famous in Iran is the cheetah. Iran has the last cheetahs in Asia. They've been part of Iran's history for several thousand years. The forefathers of Iranians people preserved the cheetah until today. And now it is the responsibility of this generation to save the cheetah for the future. The cheetah now is a symbol of Iran, a symbol of all its wildlife, and the need to protect it and the environment forevermore.
A long time ago, this animal was distributed from Mesopotamia and the Arabian Peninsula all the way to India. Now, there are less than 100 of them living in Iran. Until some decades ago, the Asiatic cheetah could be found not only in the central desert, but on many Iranian plains. Today, we only find the graffiti of this animal on these plains, a remnant from ancient times. Despite what most people believe, the cheetah is a harmless animal that can be tamed easily. The ancient Egyptians were the first people who tamed them. In Asia, the nobility of India were interested in taming cheetahs more than others, using them for hunting. Until about 100 years ago, taming cheetahs for hunting was popular in Iran too. This is Namibia, in southern Africa. African cheetahs are also endangered in many countries. But in Namibia, this animal is in an appropriate situation due to protective activities and good environmental conditions.
This tall grass this time of the year is quite difficult for the cheetahs to actually hunt in. Iran is such a special and beautiful country, and I just so enjoyed my time there and walking on the land where the cheetah also walked. And here is this most beautiful species, the fastest land animal, walking out on the deserts there in Iran, and yet it's one of the most endangered species on Earth today. And if one could see what the cheetahs look like and understand the plight that they're in today for their survival, I would like everyone who looks at the cheetah to consider it probably the most valuable gem on Earth, the diamond, the jewel of Earth. And when there's something that is that special, each one of us have to think of special ways so that we can maintain it, so that our future generations will be able to actually see this beautiful animal and to be able to revere it and know that it is more special and more valuable than diamonds or gold.
Capturing Asiatic cheetahs, taming or hunting them down, as well as due to the hunting of their prey, resulted in the dramatic depletion of this species. This is the National Park of Golestan in northern Iran. Some years ago, it was a habitat for Asiatic cheetahs.
And it is a special privilege for me to be in this beautiful protected area. I think Iran can be tremendously proud that it has a protected area as beautiful and important as Golestan. It's a reserve, a protected area of not only of national importance, a part of the cultural and natural heritage of Iran, but also of international importance. And there's quite a bit of wildlife, wild sheep and goats, and also especially leopard. It's an area famous for its leopards. Iran has lost the lion and has lost the tiger, but it still has the other species. So all the options remain open for the country. Sure, some of them are rare. The cheetah, there may be 50 or 60 left, but with full protection, not only of the cheetah, but of its prey, the wild sheep and goats and the gazelle, they will increase again. There are few crocodiles in the country. There's a great variety of birds still. So all the government has to do is be determined to protect the wildlife. And not just the government, it's everybody's responsibility to be aware of the animals and plants and leave it something for future generations. We can't just use things up now. We must leave something for our children and children's children. And that, in effect, is everybody's responsibility. Every person, every business, government, everybody has to work together. Yes, you need a good quality of life, but at the same time, you can protect the land. You have to have it's been called a land ethic. You have to treasure the land. You have to treat it with respect and love.
About 20 years ago, people thought that the Asiatic cheetah had become totally extinct in Iran. But some Iranian experts believe that a few still existed in remote parts of the country.
YUZ یا پلنگ راست میگه. با قرآن.
بله دیدمش.
نه الان کاملا مشخصه. ببینید الان میرسه به آسمون گذار دیگه. آره دیگه. کجا رفت؟ حد کشیده بلند. بعد اینجا افتابم بود شد برق میزد. یوزه ها. یوزه.
In 2001, the United Nations launched a project to protect the Asiatic cheetah. They chose the Iranian Department of Protection of Environment to execute the project. Putting camera traps in the cheetah's habitat was the first step of the project. The results were extraordinary. Photographs showed that Asiatic cheetahs still existed in Iran. About 50 years ago, the Asiatic cheetah became extinct in India. Other Asiatic countries, such as Saudi Arabia and Turkmenistan, have also lost this animal.
Hundreds of thousands of years, together with humans, today the cheetah is down to its final numbers, less than 100. And their survival needs people to know about them as a species, how special they are, how they live out in the wild, and what their needs are. The cheetah doesn't have a voice. It needs to have the voice of the people in order for it to continue to walk on the same earth as we people are today.
This is Tabas, a region in eastern Iran. Many people who are interested in protecting Asiatic cheetahs have come here voluntarily to count the cheetah's prey in this region. They divide into groups of two, spend the night in the region, and before sunrise they deploy themselves in appropriate places. Throughout the day, they note everything they see. All of them hope to see an Asiatic cheetah, even if this is a long shot. There are only a few cheetahs left in Iran, and they are dispersed over a vast area. Therefore, it is obviously difficult to see them in the wild. Unfortunately, each year a couple of them fall victim to car accidents on Iranian roads. In this case, we can view an Asiatic cheetah, but with a lot of regret.
Yeah, this is very distinctive in you just pull out a cheetah. There's three, and they're 1, 2, 3. So But they're still, the teeth are very good. They haven't worn down much. The canine's chipped a bit, but that's just an accident. That happens more often as they get older. But the teeth are still, you see. So as satellites pass over, it usually takes 10 minutes. The satellite
Luke Hunter from the WCS Wildlife Conservation Society tries to carry out radio tracking on Asiatic cheetahs in Iran. He has done the same on leopards and cheetahs in Africa.
I get all of them bar for the last 2 stations.
That's so?
Yeah.
You get the furthest most?
Change your aerials. I did from here, very brief.
Could you change your aerials?
Like a very brief one, but consistently, it's strong. Easy to open, but yeah. There we go. Okay. And you have it. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. Looks very different than the data from the cheetah in Africa, because during the day they are more active than our cheetah here. Yeah. This looks like more. Last January we start this project. We run this project with WCS and DOE in Iran to know more about the ecology of Asiatic cheetah, and very good equipment for doing some study like this is using radio color on the carnivores. In first capture season we caught 2 cheetah and 1 leopard, and probably that 2 cheetah, because we caught them together just after 2 hours between. We caught both of them together. Probably they are a group, family group, or maybe 2 brothers together, same age, and both of them was male. And we follow, after we put the radio collar on that, we follow them after 5 months, and still together. They were still together.
یقیناً تکثیر در اسارت برای یوزپلنگان میتونه کارساز باشه، یعنی تعدادشون رو زیاد کنه. برای یوزپلنگای ایرانی که بسیار اندکن، شاید یه چیزی حدود 50 رأس همونجور که گفتم، یا 50 قلاده، 50 عدد در 4-5 استان بزرگ کشور، در منطقه خشک و نیمه خشک، همونجور که آهو داریم، گورخر داریم و حیوانای از این دست. میتونیم تصور کنیم که اگر اون جمعیت محدود یه همچه آرزه‌ای رو برای جمعیت یوزپلنگ‌های افریقایی تونسته بعداً ایجاد کنه، تکثیر در اسارت هم تعداد رو زیاد میکنه، ولی نه حیوانی که بتونه از پس شرایط سخت محیطی به راحتی بر بیاد.
When an animal species becomes gravely endangered, as is the case with the Asiatic cheetah, a question begins to shape in the minds of people who are interested in its life. Is it possible to reproduce this endangered species in captivity? Is it possible to save them from extinction? Here in the United Arab Emirates, a neighboring country of Iran, Sean McQuain, an Irish scientist, has reproduced African cheetahs in captivity. This has not been a simple mission, but he has had considerable success with it. Sean believes that in Iran too, it is possible to reproduce Asiatic cheetahs in captivity, and thus help to protect it. But this project is a real challenge, as it has many supporters and opponents in Iran and abroad.
I believe that bringing cheetah into captivity is a big problem. Personally, I would like to see all effort, all money going to protecting them in the wild and letting them breed and increase naturally. So here you're raised in captivity, you're put out in the wild. You look around, scratch your head, now what do? I don't know where I can find food, I don't know where I can find water, there's no mother to teach me what to do. So the chances are good the cheetah will either starve or he'll go to a herdsman and kill domestic sheep and goats, or he'll go across a highway and get killed. The cheetah will have lost its culture, the culture that a mother teaches it, where to hunt, where to drink, what to do. So it is much better, in my opinion, to just put all effort into protecting them in the wild. And I think to keep them in the wild like that is really part of keeping the cultural and natural treasures of Iran as it was in the past, not to put them behind fence.
This is an Asiatic cheetah, one of the last remaining. For years, many people have spoken about protecting Asiatic cheetahs, visiting its habitat and talking about plans. But has there been a real change in the endangered condition of this species? Are these activities succeeding in protecting and multiplying this last genetic reservoir of Asiatic cheetah?